Evening, Willy.
Pint of the usual, please, Dan.
Any news, Willy?
No, nothing to report.
Nothing.
Well, it's this town, isn't it? Nothing ever goes on here, does it? Nothing changes. You know, they're having a Festival of the Arts in Berksworth this week. Not here. We've got a Festival of Bugger All again.
Yeah, I see your point, Willy. It's not the most exciting place.
Mind you, I did see that the vicar has put in a new plant by his front door.
Oh, we'll be getting in the tourist guides now then, won't we?
Be sarcastic if you want, Dan, but he's potted a pampas grass.
Before 90, Willy, please.
You know what pampas grass signifies, don't you?
I didn't know it signified anything.
Swingers?
The swingers?
Wife swappers planted outside their houses to let others in the scene know that they're into that sort of thing.
What, so you're claiming the vicar's new pampas grass hides a dirty secret?
It's very possible. And I heard Branston's got one outside his front door as well.
Now, the door to his prison cell? How would that work?
I don't know the full ins and outs, do I? I'm just saying what I heard.
I'm sure whatever you've heard is a load of rubbish.
Just 'cause we're not in the scene doesn't mean that Barmy Dale isn't rife with wife swapping. For all we know, everyone's doing it apart from us.
Is it busy downstairs?
Hardly. We've only had about 5 in all night. Willy had a few, which helps.
Close those curtains, will you? Blimey, it's coming down out there.
Hang up.
Are you closing them or not?
That's odd.
What is?
I could have sworn that Mayoress Palmer just pulled up and then ran across the road to Keith's place.
The Mayoress? Can't have been. It's a Sunday evening. Gracie's always at her church group Sunday nights. She knows that.
Aye. So I can only deduce that she's gone over there to see Keith.
I thought she hated Keith.
Ah, she does.
Well, she's not that keen on you either.
Hey, let's not rake all that up again, Sharon.
What does she want with Keith then?
I don't know. But something's up.
Come in. Blimey, I said I'm coming. Mayoress Palmer?
Yes, Keith, it's me.
Gracie's not here, I'm afraid.
Actually, Keith, I'm here to see you.
Me? Last thing I remember you saying was that you'd never talk to me again, as long as you live.
Yes, I did say that. But circumstances have arisen that have forced my hand. Would you let me in, Keith?
Oh, aye, well, I suppose it is coming down. You'd better come in. Come through. Have a seat, your worship.
Please, Keith, call me Felicity.
Oh, if you say so, Felicity.
Keith, did Grace tell you that she's at a church meeting tonight?
She is. She's very dedicated.
Well, what would you say if I told you that actually she's out with another man?
Gracie? My wife? Don't be daft.
I'm afraid it's true, Keith.
Oh. Who is this other man?
My husband.
Lord Palmer? I don't believe it.
Second Sunday in a row.
Gracie would never have an affair, and definitely not on a Sunday.
It's not just Sundays. There've been other days too, but we have to stop it, Keith, before it goes too far.
Where are they then? We should go and confront them.
No.
No?
If I stop him, he'll be even more determined to see her.
So what do you suggest?
He does this, Keith, and the only thing that brings him back is the fear that he'll lose me.
So just tell him you'll leave him if he doesn't stop.
He knows I won't, unless I'm in love with another man.
All right. Who?
Well, it needs to be a man he loathes.
I see.
A man he considers to be beneath him in every way.
Interesting.
The man who nevertheless has reason to steal his wife.
Go on.
His lover's husband.
Me?
Tell me you'll do it, Keith.
Well, I don't know. How are we going to convince him of that?
Meet me tomorrow night at Luigi's Trattoria. I'll get at a table in the window. People will see us, and people talk in this town. And that talk will get back to my husband.
How will people know we're not having a business meeting?
I don't hold hands during a business meeting, Keith.
I see.
We have to keep this strictly between us. Do you understand? No one must know we're faking or we run the risk of failure. Agreed?
Agreed.
I must go. I'll see you tomorrow. Lover.
Blimey. Sorry I'm a bit late. Gracie was late leaving.
How are things at home?
Terrible. She behaves as though nothing's going on. I can't believe she'd lie like this. I never thought I'd have this with Gracie.
Not her fault, Keith. My husband has a glint in his eye that women find irresistible.
And a peerage. That probably helps.
I've no doubt shallow-natured women are all over that.
No offence.
Madame Mayoress, I'm so happy to see you in my restaurant again.
Oh, nice to see you, Luigi.
Evening, Luigi.
Okay.
We'll have your famous antipasti to share, and then I'll have the melanzane alla parmigiana.
An excellent choice, Madame Mayor. What can I get to you?
Spag bowl for me, Luigi.
Always with a spaghetti.
I'm a creature of habit, Luigi. I don't deny it. When I like something, I stick to it.
Yet judging by this evening, not always.
Did you hear that? He was casting aspersions.
That's good, Keith. That's exactly what we want.
No. Aye.
Hold my hand.
You might.
Take my hand, Keith.
Blinky neck. What was that?
Nothing. Just a car braking a little fast. Oh, calm down, Keith. You're supposed to be having a romantic evening.
Hello? Flat Cap and Ferret?
Dan, it's me.
Where are you, Sharon? You're supposed to be back behind the bar by now. I've got a full house here.
Shut up and listen. I've just pulled up outside Luigi's Italian restaurant, and you won't believe what I can see.
I don't care what you can see, Sharon.
Keith and the Mayoress in the window of Luigi's.
The Mayoress and Keith together again?
Oh my God!
What?
Holding hands.
They are not.
I promise you, Dan. Hands clasped together by the flicker of candlelight.
What are you saying, Sharon?
I'm saying they're on a date, Dan.
Look into my eyes.
I can't do that. I don't even do that with Gracie.
And where is she this evening?
Oh, all right.
That's it. Hold my gaze.
The only time I do this with Gracie is when we're having a staring competition. And the loser does the washing up.
I can't believe they're in the window seat. It's utterly shameless.
Well, maybe that's a good sign. If they're happy to be seen, perhaps it's just a business meeting.
I told you they're holding hands. And neither of them have blinked for at least a minute.
Well, maybe they're just both very surprised by something.
Oh!
What?
Shush, I'm taking a photo.
What's going on?
They're both sucking on the same strand of spaghetti.
The same strand of spaghetti from opposite ends?
Aye, and their lips are getting closer and closer.
What? Like the Disney film with them two dogs?
The Lady and the Tramp. Very apt.
Well, that's it then. It's definitely an affair.
Oh, I can't tell Gracie. It'll crush her.
We can't not tell her.
Well, people never forgive the messenger.
Aye, that's true.
You'll have to tell her.
Me?
Well, she never liked it much anyway.
Very nice.
I'll come back and look after the bar. You can go across the road and break the news to Gracie. Yes?
It's me.
I know it's you, Dan. Now, have you spoken to Gracie?
She's not in.
This hour?
Well, the lights are off.
Or maybe she's already heard and she's too depressed to come to the door. What's that noise?
It's me, hiding in the bushes.
What's she doing that for?
A car's just pulled up outside their house.
Well, so?
It's Lord Palmer's Aston.
What's he doing on Dale Lane?
Oh, he's probably waiting to confront Keith. Hold on. The passenger door's opening. Blimey,
What?
it's Gracie.
Gracie? So she's been out with Lord Palmer while Keith's out with Lord Palmer's wife?
It looks like it.
Oh, that's strange.
There is something that could explain it.
What?
Wife swapping.
Wife swapping?
It goes on, Sharon.
Oh, what have you heard?
Well, there was a rumour about the Reverend and Mrs. Willkins with Branston and Angie.
How can Branston be into wife swapping? He's in jail.
Well, I don't know.
Conjugal visits, I suppose.
Let him do conjugal visits with someone else's wife.
I'm just saying what I heard, Sharon.
And you heard folk in Barmy Dale having secret swingers parties?
Aye.
Oh, you know the rubbish people talk in this town.
Well, before I talk to Gracie, it might be worth establishing if there is a wife-swapping scene here. Or I might end up having a very awkward conversation.
We are not asking the vicar if he's into wife swapping, Dan.
No, fair enough.
Wouldn't put it past Angie Edwards, though. Why don't you ask her?
How am I going to do that? Ring the doorbell and ask her if she's a swinger?
Well, you'll have to be skilled and subtle. And if she is into it, you'll need to establish if she knows if Keith and Gracie are into it as well. That'll clear up a lot, that will.
Oh, dear.
Are you going then?
I'm going, woman. I just need to get out of this bush first.
Yeah?
Oh, evening, Angie.
What do you want?
Can I come in?
No.
Oh,
Come on then, what do you want?
I was just wondering if,
Red's here, Al. I'm busy. I've got people here.
What, married people?
Yeah, if you must know.
Is it, one of those parties?
What parties?
you know,
Talking about?
Well, it's a bit awkward.
Look, you've got 20 seconds to tell me why you're here, or I'll tell my husband you've been bothering me.
Blimey, don't do that. I was just wondering if there's a wife-swapping scene in Barmy Dale, and if so, whether you're into it.
Oh, skilled and subtle, I said.
well, it's not an easy topic to casually drop in.
So we're none the wiser.
Well, not really.
Oh, I'll just have to bite the bullet and tell Gracie her husband might be up to something.
I thought you didn't want to be the bearer of bad news.
I can't live with this hanging over me, Dan.
Well, why don't we ask Lord Palmer instead? If they're not wife-swapping, and he and Gracie don't know about Keith and the Mayoress, then Lord Palmer can tell Gracie. You could just be there for her if she needs you.
That's actually not a bad idea. First thing tomorrow, we'll go and see Lord Palmer.
Yes?
Morning, Lord Palmer. You remember old Sharon and Dan Parker? We were just wondering if we can speak to you privately for a moment.
Yes? Go on then.
Well, it is rather delicate, and perhaps we'd all be better off sitting down.
Well, all right. Look, I got 5 minutes, but then I'm off to my singing lesson. So, what do you want?
We were just wondering if you were aware of the wife-swapping scene here in Barmy Dale.
What?
A wife-swapping scene. Are you aware of that here in town?
Good heavens. Where did you hear this?
Well, I heard it first about the vicar and his wife.
Reverend Willkins?
Aye, with Branston and Angie.
Branston? He's in jail.
Well, that's what I said.
Right, so to be clear, you're saying you're unaware of a wife-swapping scene in this town?
I am certainly unaware.
Well, in that case, we feel we have to mention something.
What?
Do you know where your wife was last night?
She was the guest speaker at the Barmy Dale Sewing Club's annual dinner.
Actually, she wasn't.
She wasn't?
We wish we didn't have to tell you this, but she was seen out with Keith Meadows.
Keith? She hates Keith.
You don't think that could be her way of hiding her true feeling?
These are appalling accusations.
We do have some photographic evidence. This was taken last night, and you can clearly see the two of them
sucking up the same strand of spaghetti.
Like Lady in the Tramp.
I see.
It's especially apt, as since marrying you, your wife is technically a lady.
Yes, I get it, man. Right. I'm going out.
Well, be careful, Lord Palmer. Don't do anything in haste.
Out, the pair of you. I need to go.
Where are you going?
My singing lesson.
Oh, I think that's wise. Let the initial burst of pain out of your system through song before you do anything rash.
Come on, out the door. I need to lock up.
Well, we've done our bit. Oh, when Gracie hears the terrible news, you can be there for her.
Oh, poor Gracie.
Aye.
Visiting time, 15 minutes. No touching.
Right, Ange.
Hello, darling.
How's life on the outside?
Not bad. I had a party last night.
Oh, how was that?
Pretty dull, truth be told. And to make it worse, that idiot, Dan Parker, knocked on the door right in the middle of it.
But what did he want?
He came up to ask if we're into wife swapping. Cheeky git.
Wife swapping?
Yeah.
He's married to that Sharon, isn't he?
So?
Well, what do you think of Dan Parker?
You're not actually thinking about it, are you?
Well, it does get pretty dull around here.
Oh, Percy! Ow! I can't believe you sometimes. Ow! Oh, take your hands off me!
All right, Mrs. Edwards, calm down. Leave torturing the inmates to us.
Oh, Lord Palmer. What are you doing here?
Can I come in, Keith?
If you must.
I'm going to ask you a question, and I demand the truth.
I see. Well, I've got one or two questions for you and all.
Well, do you want to go first?
No, go on. You made the trip.
Well, actually, it's a little delicate.
If it helps, I think I might know what you want to say.
Oh, I'm sure you do.
Get on with it then.
Right. Keith, no beating about the bush. Are you into wife swapping?
You what?
As I believe you know, there's quite a vibrant wife swapping scene in town, and I want to know if you're, well, into it.
Wife swapping? That's what you call it, is it?
Prefer the term swinger, do you? Well, it doesn't matter what it's called, Keith. What matters is that I'm up for it. What do you think of that, eh?
You're up for wife swapping?
I am, Keith. So wife swap to your heart's content.
Keith?
You won't believe this, your worship, but your husband just knocked on my door.
To confront you?
No, to flaunt his conquest in my face and ask me if I'm into wife swapping.
Wife swapping?
That's how he sees it, apparently.
Well, he's got another thing coming if he thinks I'm up for a bit of wife swapping with you two. No offence, Keith.
Oh, right. Untaken, I suppose.
Well, he's obviously sicker than I thought. Whoa, I'll make him pay for this.
Gracie, I'm sorry I'm late.
Lord Palmer, where have you been? It's not like you to be late for your singing lesson. You do realise we're less than 24 hours away from your big night?
Yes, I'm sorry, Gracie. I got delayed.
Oh, well, you're here now. Shall we start?
That was your cue, Lord Palmer.
I'm sorry, Gracie. I can't sing today.
But this is your last rehearsal. You've been determined to make this song special. Your 30th wedding anniversary is a real milestone. Don't give in now.
I was thinking that instead of a singing lesson, I could treat you to lunch at the Barmy Dale Regency Hotel.
What about your lesson?
Hang the lesson.
Well, I don't think that's a good use of rehearsal time.
They have 4 poster beds at the Regency Hotel, Gracie.
Oh, do they?
They do indeed. Have you ever...
Ever what?
You know.
Not really.
In a 4 poster bed, Gracie?
Lord Palmer, are you suggesting what I think you're suggesting?
Don't worry. I'm in the scene.
The what?
I'm hip to what goes on, Gracie.
What are you talking about?
You're a swinger, aren't you?
Certainly not.
Oh, I see. So you're as innocent as I am.
I don't understand what you're talking about, Lord Palmer.
Forgive me, Gracie. I'm losing my mind. It seems my wife is having an affair.
Goodness, no. Who with?
You really don't know, do you?
How would I know?
Oh, Gracie, I can't tell you. I just can't.
Well, I know this, Lord Palmer. If you want to keep her, you must go ahead with the plan to serenade her at a surprise anniversary party. You've at least got to try to win her back.
You really think so?
A marriage is not something you give up on. It's hard work sometimes, believe me, I know. But you never stop trying. Our job is to love our spouse, no matter what. That's what the promise of marriage means.
Oh, you're an inspiration, Gracie. Let's rehearse.
Angie, is that you? It's me, Pet Gracie Meadows. Oh, what are you doing sitting on a park bench and in this state? Has my mascara run? I didn't recognise you at first. What's going on? My husband. That's what's going on. Oh, dear. Well, I suppose being married to a serial killer does present some unique challenges. I don't mind that so much. But you won't believe what you just said to me. What, Pet? Oh, it doesn't really matter. He just hurt me, that's all. And I've made a big effort for him, leaving Marbella and coming here so I can visit him regular. But he don't think about that, does he? I think you need cheering up, Pet. No doubt about that. I shouldn't say this really, but there's a secret party happening tomorrow night. Maybe you should come. It might be just what you need to put a smile on your face. What kind of party? Well, I can't say anything because, as I said, it's a secret. But I promise you, you'll have a good time. Oh, I see. You and Keith are into having a good time, are you? We think you need to have a good time now and again in a marriage, or it grows stale very quickly. Interesting. All right. Count us in. Us? Well, I can't come on my own, can I? I'm home, love.
Oh, it's you.
Not a very nice welcome.
Expecting a red carpet, were you?
Keith, what's the matter with you?
Oh, I don't know. It's a mystery.
Now listen, Keith. I shouldn't really say anything because it's all very hush-hush, but we've been invited to a party tomorrow night.
A party?
Yes. Now, I don't want to say too much because I promised not to, but it's being organised by Lord Palmer.
And he's invited me?
He has.
I see. And his wife, no doubt.
though it will all come as something of a surprise for her.
Aye, I'll bet it does. And what if she doesn't want to be at a party like that? What if I don't, for that matter? He never thought of that, did he? And nor did you, apparently.
Well, I was hoping you'd escort the Mayoress there.
You're actually asking me to escort her?
Well, I can't. I'll be there early practising for the party with Lord Palmer.
Practising?
Well, we've only been doing it for a couple of weeks. We're a mile off doing it in front of people.
Right, that's it.
Where are you going?
Out, to get some air. And to regain some blinking sanity.
What about your dinner? We're having toad in the hole.
Toad in the hole? Blimey, you couldn't make it up. And don't tell me, we're having spotted dick for dessert. Well, you know where you can stick that, don't you?
Hello?
Yes, it's me, Gracie.
Oh, hello, love. Are you all right?
Not really. She's been acting very strange.
Oh, so you've noticed?
Well, it was hard to miss. He was raving about spotted dicks and all sorts.
Spotted dicks? Oh, it's worse than I thought.
Oh, I suppose it'll all work itself out.
That's very philosophical of you, Gracie.
Well, you have to be if you're married to Keith. Anyway, I'm actually calling to invite you to a party tomorrow night, but it's essential you keep it a secret.
A secret party?
There's a few people you know going. Reverend Willkins and Mildred, Angie Edwards, +1. But it's all very hush-hush. You can tell your husband, of course, but no one else. It's just a few couples, not too many, because it's all going to be happening in the Mayoress's living room. Are you there, Sharon? Sharon?
You all right, love? You're white as a ghost.
We've been invited to a swingers party tomorrow night.
You what?
Gracie just invited us.
Gracie? Blimey. Oh, so she's in on it after all. Oh, dear. Are we going then? Ow! I don't mean to get involved.
Well, what would we be going for then?
Well, I don't know, just to see.
See what?
Well, are you sure you heard her right?
I know what I heard, Dan.
Oh, well, I say we go and put a stop to it.
We can't do that.
If the democratically elected mayor of Barmy Dale is organising swingers parties in the manor house, the voting public has a right to know.
The nerve of them, Keith, actually asking you to escort me there.
She came straight out with it. Said she couldn't do it because she and your husband wanted to get practice in early.
Heavens above.
She even said the lights would be off at first. But then when you arrived, they'd put them on. They're looking forward to seeing the surprise on your face, apparently.
Oh, Keith, I am so sorry my husband has brought this upon your marriage.
Well, I say we go to this party of theirs and confront them. That was my instinct at the very start.
I think you're right, Keith. It's obviously all gone much further than I realised.
Reverend Willkins. Mildred, do come in.
Thank you, Lord Palmer.
It's so lovely to be invited. I do love a surprise party. I can't wait to see the look on your wife's face.
Yes, go through.
Keep the door open.
Oh, hello, Sandra. Willy.
Evening, Lord Palmer.
I must say, Sandra, I'm surprised your +1 is Willy.
Well, it doesn't matter who you come with, does it? It's who you end up with, isn't it?
Excuse me? Oh, hello, Angie.
My lord?
I see you brought someone in a gorilla outfit.
Well, he's an animal, ain't you, babes?
Yes, right. Now let me go through. Gracie.
Yes, Lord Palmer?
Would you greet the guests at the door? I want to go and warm up my voice.
Oh, hello, Sharon, Dan.
Oh, you're opening the door, are you, Gracie? Feet firmly under the table then already, eh?
Excuse me.
Right, where's Keith? I want a word with him.
He's not here yet. He's going later with the Mayoress. He's keeping her occupied, if you know what I mean.
I think we know exactly what you mean.
He'll be here any minute, so we need to assume our position.
Positions?
Every couple has been given a position, and it will save a lot of trouble if they just stick to it.
All night?
Oh, no, just to start with. Then you can go wherever you want.
Well, what's our position?
Oh, let me check. Why, yes, you're behind the sofa with Mildred and Reverend Willkins.
Well, where are you going to be?
On the piano stool with Lord Palmer.
I don't know what to say, Gracie.
Oh, just get on all fours behind the sofa and wait for the lights to come on.
Right, everyone. Just moments away now. Positions, please.
Sharon, Dan, isn't this exciting? So nice to be paired with you for this.
Oh, Dan, I feel like I'm having a breakdown.
I know what you mean.
I can see her car putting up. Margaret, quick, the lights. Right, everyone. Absolute quiet. Happy anniversary, darling.
Anniversary? So it is.
What?
Stand aside, Lord Palmer, you philandering sicko, and unhand my wife.
I'm not even touching her.
Not at this moment, maybe. But whatever you've been up to with her stops now.
Keith!
That's enough from you, Gracie. I don't want to hear it. Now get home and we'll discuss whatever happens next with us in private.
But I need her, Keith.
No, you don't. You need your wife, Lord Palmer. You've a good woman there.
Don't I know it, Keith? And don't think I don't know that you've come to appreciate her charms as well.
Oh, well, she's very nice.
Then let me borrow Gracie for 5 minutes, and you can take her home after.
Depraved, that's what you are.
Me?
What else would you call what you've been up to with my wife?
Singing lessons.
Singing lessons?
Yes, Keith.
Oh, what?
So that I can serenade my wife on our anniversary.
So all the secrecy has been because you were having singing lessons?
Of course.
So I enrolled Keith in a plot to make you jealous for nothing?
You weren't having an affair with Keith?
Oh, don't be ridiculous.
Start playing, Gracie. Start playing.
I'm not much of a vocalist, but this is from the heart. Love is the sweetest thing. What else on earth could ever bring such happiness to everything as love's old story?
It's a surprise anniversary party, you wally.
Well, on reflection, I may have misconstrued the situation.
So is this not a swingers party?
No.
Oh, blimey, Ange, I broke out of prison for nothing.
Well, it's not my fault. Gracie told me it was a swingers party.
That's what I heard too. On the grapevine, like.
So, is this just an anniversary party then?
Blimey, how many of you are here because you thought it was a swingers night? Blinking heck, who started that rumour?
Well, I heard it from Willy.
Don't all look at me. I might have been wrong about that, but I'm not wrong that we could do with an arts festival or something. I think that's very clear.
I hope that fate may bring love story to you.
Barmy Dale starred Juliet Howland as Gracie, Camilla Simson as Sharon, Vicki Michelle as Angie Edwards, Jeffrey Holland as Reverend Willkins, Judy Buxton as Mildred, Brian Murphy as Lord Palmer, Linda Regan as the Mayoress, Nicholas Lumley as Willy, Will Chitty as Branston, Stuart Wheeldon as Dan, Martin Skellern as Keith, Abbey Norman as Sandra, Maurice Bright as Luigi in the prison guard, and the show was written by Martin Skellern for Barmy Productions.